So what's the Coswheel GT20 e-bike? That's coming right up. Hey guys, it's Rick from RunPlayBack. Today we're checking out the Coswheel GT20, a Surron-style fat tire electric bike, which is an interesting option for those seeking an attention-grabbing mode of transportation. So let's get to it. With its 750-watt brushless hub motor, the Coswheel GT20 offers a casual experience for riders despite its aggressive appearance. The top speed of 28 miles per hour allows for a decent cruising pace, but it would have been nice to get over 30 miles per hour with a 52-volt battery instead of a 48-volt. The battery is removable with a key and is a vertical drop-down, which is reminiscent of the Surron. The right-hand half-twist throttle with 5 levels of pedal assist provides riders with the flexibility to choose their preferred mode of operation. This allows for a customizable riding experience, catering to different preferences and riding conditions. The range of up to 50 miles, depending on factors such as rider weight, terrain, and pedal assist level, offers decent coverage for most daily commuting needs. Safety is an important aspect, and the GT20 ensures it with dual hydraulic 2-piston disc brakes featuring 180mm rotors. These brakes give ample stopping power, enhancing rider control and confidence on the road. The integrated headlight, taillight, and indicator lights further contribute to safety by improving visibility during low light conditions. While these features are a nice touch, they do make the bike look more like a motorcycle than an e-bike on first glance. And your mileage will vary on how much attention you like to draw while riding. The aluminum alloy frame, coupled with a black and yellow colorway, lends the bike a visually appealing and somewhat aggressive aesthetic. The clip-on fork handlebars offer a surprisingly comfortable riding position despite the low rise. The center mount LCD display provides convenient access to important information such as speed, battery level, and pedal assist level. However, you will have to adjust the angle of the display whenever you take out the battery as it gets in the way. Today we're going to check out the Coswheel GT20. So when I first saw this, I thought it was a Surron, and I think that's where it drew its inspiration from. The first thing you'll notice is a 20x4-inch wheel. The rim is yellow, which is a nice contrast with the black. You have an integrated front fender over here, a quick release axle. You have this red hydraulic brake with this pretty beefy brake rotor. You also have this front suspension fork. Right now it feels really soft and bouncy, so I definitely feel like this needs to be adjusted. And I'm not a really heavy rider, so hopefully that's something that I can figure out. The bump stops were installed down here, and I feel like they need to be up here. Not sure what happened there. Maybe it was just some sort of error in the installation. Got this really bright moto style headlight, as well as these turn signals with the sequential light. So the front looks more like a motorcycle than an e-bike. There's a couple reasons why it does. First, you have obviously the twist throttle, but it's a half twist throttle on the right. You got the hydraulic disc brakes with the reservoir over here. It really gives it a moto feel. Got a Shimano 7-speed transmission system, center mount display controls, and your signals and your horn. You'll notice that these are clip-on handlebars and they're connected directly to the fork. They're not connected directly to the body. For an e-bike, that's not something I've actually seen before. Your mileage will vary on how much you want to look like a motorcycle or an e-bike. We'll get to that later. As we work our way through the frame, you'll notice this integrated front basket, and then this is what gives it the most Surron-like qualities, the removable battery that's a drop-down. The battery itself actually has a lock. One thing you'll notice with the design is that it does bump right into the display here, so you actually have to pull it up like that so it can clear because of that angle. Pretty heavy, pretty beefy. It's a 48-volt, 25 amp hour battery, and yeah, it looks like a Surron battery. This is the moto style saddle seat. It's pretty plain, but it's comfortable. Attached to the swing arm is the rear shock. It's a pretty basic rear shock. I don't know if this thing is adjustable, but it is really, really soft. You'll notice a few notches over here, so I think you can adjust the rear shock. Over here, we got the Shimano 7-speed transmission system. Here's the integrated rear taillight. Brightens up when you hit the brakes. You also have the signal lights. There's also a license plate holder. It gives it that moto style feel, even though it is an e-bike. Here's the rear hydraulic brake, heavy duty rotor, integrated fender. The controls and all the wiring is obviously hidden inside of the frame. And the motor is 750 watts. The weight of the bike is 86 pounds, pretty heavy for an e-bike. So just some things to think about if you're transporting this bike. Some bike carriers can't handle anything over 70 pounds. Also, carrying this up a flight of stairs would be pretty difficult. It definitely looks more like a motorcycle than an e-bike. It really kind of depends on how much attention you want to get. Looks like a motorcycle, rides like a bike. It's interesting. Okay, we're going to do our first ride with the Coswheel GT20. So you do have 5 levels of pedal assist. I'll put it up all the way to 5. Height-wise, it fits me. Not sure how this would feel with a taller rider. They'll probably be sitting up a little bit higher and more hunched over. So the clip-on bars, which are really low, that might be comfortable for some. Let's see how it feels. Okay, really smooth. Definitely not the kind of torque that's too abrupt. Not bad. I scraped the pedal right there. When you're doing some tight turning, the cranks might be too low to the ground when you turn, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise, the bike is really maneuverable. Have no issues with turning. Take it all the way up here. It says I'm going 36, that's probably kilometers. All right. Full speed, 40, 53 kilometers per hour. Definitely feels weird like pedaling with the battery between my legs. Good stopping power. I mean, it wasn't super strong, but just enough. Definitely feel the suspension, and like I said, it feels really bouncy. It's making a lot of noise here. Not that heavy, so feels like it needs to be dialed in a little bit. Very intuitive. Turning, everything was fine. A lot lighter than I thought it would be too. The frame is aluminum, but I think the geometry and everything like that makes it really easy to steer, things like that. In terms of the tune of the bike, it was pretty smooth. I actually kind of wanted a little bit more, even though I had it on pedal assist level 5. This at 52 volts would be pretty awesome. The pedal assist was fine, felt very natural. Not as natural as a typical bike. If you're just using throttle, not a big deal. In terms of stopping power, the brakes were fine. I thought it'd be a lot more abrupt, a lot more power. So who is this bike for? If you have a collection of bikes that are traditional bikes, this would be an interesting addition to that. So it's not really something that I would put in the high-powered category, even though it looks high-powered. This definitely stands out. You'll definitely get noticed. It's an interesting ride, for sure. While the Moto-style saddle seat may suit some riders, it might not be the most comfortable option for everyone. Also, the weight of the bike, totaling 86 pounds, might be a consideration for individuals who need to transport or store it frequently. The bike's integrated front and rear fenders are a nice touch, but the plastic feels kind of flimsy and may not hold up long term. The front basket offers practicality for those who need to carry personal belongings or items during their rides. The inclusion of a front suspension fork and rear suspension shock adds to the bike's overall comfort. The suspension absorbs impacts and vibrations from uneven surfaces, while the 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires provide stability and traction, especially on rough terrain. However, it's worth noting that the suspension may be too soft for heavier riders, potentially affecting the bike's performance and overall ride quality. If the suspension had more adjustment options, it would have been a nice touch. Additionally, the design of the GT20 resembles a motorcycle more than a traditional e-bike, which may turn off individuals who prefer a more understated appearance. And while the ride is pretty tame at 48 volts, it appears much more powerful, which may also draw unwanted attention on bike paths. But overall, the Coswheel GT20 e-bike offers a pretty unique blend of power, convenience, and style. And while it may not suit every rider's specific needs or preferences, it does provide an interesting option for those seeking a bike that looks like nothing else on the market right now. Additionally, there's a lot of modding potential with this style of frame for those seeking a more thrilling experience. All in all, if you're looking for something really different, the Coswheel GT20 is worth considering. If you want to dive into more EV tech tips, click the links on the side and remember to like and subscribe so we can help you find tech deals that fit your lifestyle. We'll see you guys in the next video.